This is the Rio San Juan, the border between Costa Rica and Nicaragua. And over there, on the Nicaraguan side, is the domain of Eden Pastora, the Nicaraguan counter-revolutionary known as Commander Cero. This jungle fortress in the mountains of Nicaragua is being used by some of the 1,000 guerrilla fighters whose leader is Commander Cero. They say they are fighting to regain their country from communism. Commander Cero, whose name is Eden Pastora, has fought Nicaraguan and Cuban troops in combat. But in this first ever interview since leaving the Nicaraguan government, Cero claims that the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization, is also helping the Nicaraguan government.
I know that in the Air Force, the turbine and jet aircraft are flown in some cases by Palestinians. Some radar installations were assembled by members of the PLO, and Nicaraguans are trained by PLO commandos. I have proof of it.
This supports what President Reagan said in his Central American speech on April 27th. Besides stating that Cuban troops are operating in Nicaragua, the president added,
"There are additional thousands of civilian advisors from Cuba, the Soviet Union, East Germany, Libya, and the PLO."
The presence of communist bloc troops is only one of the reasons Commander Cero, a folk hero of the anti-Somoza revolution of 1979 and the former vice minister of defense of the Sandinista government, left the ruling junta.
With the repression and 4 years of communist government, they have us broke, and there is fear now in Nicaragua.
Pastora now controls a southern portion of Nicaragua, but he claims he will take over the southern third of the country by sometime in August.
Look, if we could obtain rifles, it would be fast. Fast. The problem is to get the rifles.
All right. What kind of assistance would you like from the United States?
The best help the American government can give us is not to obstruct our efforts.
Like Pastora, 65% of his men fought against Somoza, and they say this time, like last time, they'll win or die trying. From the jungles of southern Nicaragua, this is Chuck Caro on special assignment for CNN. This man, Eden Pastora, known as Commander Cero, was a hero of the 1979 Sandinista Revolution, which toppled the U.S.-supported Somoza government. When the Sandinistas took power, Pastora became Vice Minister of Defense. However, this man, Daniel Ortega, leader of the Nicaraguan junta, sold out to the Soviets and Cubans, according to Pastora. As a result, Pastora left the government in protest and has started a guerrilla war to overthrow the communist Ortega regime. Interviewing him involved many risks. Crossing the San Juan River into Nicaragua was an illegal act which could have resulted in imprisonment or death. The trails leading to the Cero encampment are very steep, narrow, and muddy. It took an 8-hour hike in 100-degree heat to reach a crude hut in a clearing, one of the commander's outposts. But the rebel leader wasn't there. He had been delayed by a tropical rainstorm and enemy action. While waiting, his soldiers lived off the land, eating monkey meat, fruits, rice, and roots. A nearby stream provided drinking water and a place to bathe. It took Commander Cero 6 days to reach the encampment, but the outgoing rebel leader appeared in good spirits and was ready to talk.
No, we have not seen any Soviets, and I don't think they will get into the fight. I do not think they need to get into it. They have the Cubans, who play the role of the Soviet soldier. Look, on the Atlantic coast, all the fighting is directed by Cubans. The Atlantic coast is half of Nicaragua. The rest, the Pacific and the south of Nicaragua, there are more Cubans. I calculate that in that area alone, there are about 3,000 Cubans.
Pastora also explained his vision for Nicaragua.
If the policy of supporting the Somoza Guard continues, the future of Nicaragua is sad, very dark. If they let us do our job, though, the future of Nicaragua is overwhelming. There is hope of achieving freedom and peace. That is what I can tell you of the future of Nicaragua.
Pastora says he has not sought U.S. aid. He wants no debts to repay. However, Pastora has formed an alliance called ARDE with 2 guerrilla groups operating in northern Nicaragua, and those rebels have reportedly been receiving help from the United States. This is Chuck de Caro, CNN on special assignment in southern Nicaragua. The jungle mountains of southern Nicaragua, a rugged, sweltering cauldron of dense vegetation, torrid 100-degree temperatures, steamy humidity, and thick, slippery mud. In this inhospitable place, men with a cause have gathered to free their country from the communist government in Managua. For Commander Zero's men, the day begins with the first light of the tropical morning, 4 a.m. On a good day, the thin coffee made with silty river water is supplemented by whatever a rebel can garner from the land, coconuts, plantains, or maybe some sugar cane. After breakfast, patrols go out to relieve the sentries who are in observation posts an hour's walk from the camp. Weapons are all important. Commander Zero's group has a motley collection of rifles, old beat-up Soviet AK-47s in a number of different subtypes, some Belgian-made FN, and a couple of American-made M16s, mostly captured from the Sandinista troops after small skirmishes. But the guerrillas maintain their weapons with great care and infinite patience, field stripping and cleaning them 2 or 3 times a day because the corrosive humidity rusts them in a matter of hours. The constant care reflects the importance of the rifles to the guerrillas' struggle. Security is foremost. A guerrilla is never out of reach of his rifle, whether washing, preparing food, or building an improvised shelter. If an aircraft is heard, everyone leaves the clearing and dashes for the protection of the dense jungle. Boredom is alleviated by a couple of radios, incongruously punctuating the sounds of the jungle with American rock and roll. The guerrillas don't understand the words, but they certainly enjoy the melodies. Next to security, food and water are uppermost concerns. In the hot, wet climate, the body burns calories and uses water at a greatly accelerated rate. Living off the land is mandatory. That means a diet of monkey meat for lunch, maybe some wild pig for dinner, supplemented by anything that grows that can be eaten. Tropical fruits like limes or oranges, and some which have no name. What motivates these men, an architecture student, a peasant, a chauffeur, even a Costa Rican who once worked at a textile plant in Philadelphia, is a common cause and dedication to their leader, Pastora, the man they call Commander Zero.